What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Engage 8 podcast. I'm your host, Zach, with my two co-hosts, Josh and Mike. Today, we're doing a candy draft, and then we're going to talk about the NHL Stanley Cup, and then we're going to talk about a couple trades that went down in the NBA. But before we get into that, we have a special guest here. We have Matt, Josh's brother, with us to help draft our candies. So, Josh, you want to explain how it kind of all works?
Yeah, we're drafting candies. This is gonna be a little bit shorter than our usual drafts. It's just gonna be us four and 5 picks each. We're gonna do a snake draft. You have to be specific. For example, you can't take M&Ms and get every flavor of M&Ms or Skittles and get every flavor of Skittles. So with every candy, that's how it works. You have to be very specific. We're not doing ice cream and pie all over again like we did in the food draft. So be specific. 5 picks each. We're gonna do a snake draft. The order is Matt, Mike, me, and then Zach, and then of course Snake's back. So, Matt, do you want to start us off with your 1-1?
Yes, I will. My first overall pick, I will take the regular Kit Kat.
Mm.
Mm.
It's in my top. That's in my top five. Or top three. It's in my top three.
It's in my top four.
Yeah, it's a good candy. I think that's a great pick.
It's a great candy.
Second overall here. I'm gonna be specific. I'm gonna go Skittles, but I'm going with the purple Skittles, the wild berry Skittles. Bangers. They're just better than the normal Skittles.
I think that might be the most overrated candy of all time, but I think it's a good pick.
Yeah.
I think people just hype it up so much. Like, it's good.
You're hating.
Skittles as a whole are just very good.
They are. They are.
Like, all of them are. Even the sour ones, the regular ones.
Yeah, I don't love that pick, but I mean, to each his own, I guess.
Yeah.
Hating on the Skittles. That's crazy, but
All right, well,
I'm happy.
all right, I'm gonna go with Reese's peanut butter cups. Third overall.
Saw that coming.
I just couldn't let that go past me. It's so good.
Didn't even crack my list.
Of course. I mean, let's set
It's
the
the
tone
one
here.
in my opinion.
We have two people here. Mike doesn't like peanut butter. Zach doesn't like chocolate. So in theory, Matt and I should clean up this list.
It's relaxed.
Absolutely crazy, but
But yeah, give me Reese's peanut butter cups. It's the candy's candy. When I'm picking through my Halloween bag as a kid, I'm looking for the peanut butter cups, and it's just a good snack and all. It's good frozen. It's good regular. It's perfect candy.
All right. So with my first pick, I'm going with Sour Patch Kids.
no way that was the first pick.
I can't.
You took kids
Good
in the
candy.
first round. Ayo.
Yeah, I know it's candy. No one's saying it's not candy.
It's a good candy. It's a great candy.
Yeah, it's great. It was number 21 on my list.
That's great.
Oh wow.
Proud of you.
Wow.
And then I'm going with Nerds Gummy Clusters.
Fuck.
That was the last
I love those, but I don't know if that's first round potential there.
Well,
was last
good thing
on
I
my
didn't take it
list
in the
for
first
sure.
round.
Yeah, you didn't. No, I would have taken Nerds Gummy Clusters, not next, but after that. That's a great pick. I had it for the first time ever, like 2 weeks ago. That's a phenomenal candy. It's just so
Very
so
good candy.
Ooh, okay. This is tough for me. Because my heart wants to pick peanut butter M&Ms because those are the best two candies, peanut butter M&Ms and Reese's peanut butter cups. But I know you guys are gonna give me shit for going double peanut butter, but actually I don't give a fuck. Give me peanut butter M&Ms too. The best M&M.
Damn.
M&Ms
Wow.
are a classic candy, and peanut butter are the best flavor of M&Ms. They're way better than peanut M&Ms. They're way better than regulars. Give me
Very
peanut
debatable,
butter.
but okay.
It's
My
not.
second.
Not even glazing. It's not debatable.
I was back and forth between those two for my first pick, but I figured Zach was more likely to take Reese's cups than he was to take peanut butter M&Ms. So that's kind of just why I played it like that. But
I figured I had a little bit more time for peanut butter M&Ms.
I love it. They're so good. I could eat 20 bags of those things. They're so good. But Blub or Mike, you are up for pick number
I don't know who
2.
that is, but I'm gonna go with 7th overall. I'll take Starburst. Multiple good flavors. They come in the little
Ooh,
thing.
Okay. Good pick.
What's your issue with Starburst here, kid?
No, I'm saying good pick.
Top
I don't
10.
know. I don't know if it would have made my 5, but
It didn't
good
make
pick.
my 27.
wow. That's more surprising.
That's just wrong.
That's more
That's just
surprising.
wrong.
It's
That's more
first of all, it's so much work to get to them. It's way too much work to get to them.
I don't think that's an
chewy,
issue
they're
at
not-
all.
they don't have
it
that
ain't like
much flavor.
crab legs. Let's relax.
I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot of work to.
They
unwrap
don't
those things, dude.
melt. You don't have to worry about the heat.
Oh, I'm not worried about melting. I'm eating them bitches when I get them, so I'm not even worried about melting on any candy.
I think that's a fine pick. No complaints.
I don't know how specific you guys want to get here, but
with
with my second pick,
Barry.
I will take left Twix.
Oh
wow.
You can have both Twix. You can have both Twix.
I was gonna take right Twix, but
Love
I
I
didn't know
prefer
where
white.
to go.
I prefer right Twix.
You want to tell us
Did
why?
you say you
left?
prefer white?
I said right
Whoa.
tricks.
Tricks?
Why left?
Twix.
Yeah,
They
left.
just
Why
taste
left?
better, you know. I've had them back to back, and I want to say left is pretty much better every time.
So wait, if you get two Twixes, you're gonna eat the two lefts before the two rights.
Yes, I will.
Oh wow.
Wait, what if you flip the package upside down? Does that make the left one the right one, or
No.
you just have
The
the
left one
left
stays the
twice?
They're
left
labeled.
one.
The
They're
left one is the
labeled,
left
so-
one.
It says they're labeled, but if it's just one Twix and
Oh,
it's not
okay,
labeled,
okay.
no
How do
big
you
deal.
I don't
feel about the
Be eating
packages?
Twix like that.
How do you feel about the packages that are two left Twix and two right Twix? Like they're labeled as they're both left.
I'd prefer it because then I can take the two left.
But there's
Fair.
one on the right.
That's fair.
But it's
Ooh.
still a left Twix, though.
Yeah,
They just
But it's
put
the
two
one on the
lefts
right.
together.
It's the brand left,
Yeah, I don't know why
not
you're
the
not
left
understanding.
Twix. Yeah.
But you can have both
And
Twix,
then,
and then you have one more.
for my third one, I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I'm going to take the Oreo Hershey's.
Is that you mean the cookies and cream?
You mean cookies and cream? Oh,
Oreo,
wow.
Same thing. Come on.
That's a
Oh,
phenomenal
okay.
pick.
That's a good
Just
pick.
That's a
about the same.
phenomenal pick. That was what I was about to take. I was hoping it would
Really?
fall.
Wow,
Yeah, I know.
figured I was
Mike,
gonna
Mike
let that
loves
fall.
Mike loves the Hershey's cookies
The
and cream.
Hershey's cookies and cream, man. Those things are.
It's a good pick. That wasn't on my
I
list,
thought
but
that
just
would
because I
fall a
forgot
lot
about
more.
it. That's just 'cause
Wow.
forgot
I had
about it.
Hershey's, but if we had to get specific, I would go cookies.
Yeah, I think that's one you get specific on.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
cookies and cream is way better than original Hershey's.
Oh, for
Yes.
sure.
The only purpose of original Hershey's is to melt it.
Have you guys had a s'more with the cookies and cream Hershey instead of the regular
No.
Hershey? You
I've
should try
not,
it.
but I would imagine it'd be great.
It's life changing. Whole
There's
lot
some
of white
peanut butter
in
on there.
It's life changing.
Oh wow.
All right.
10th overall. I'm gonna go with one of my personal favorites. I lost cookies and cream Hershey's. I'm gonna go with Milky Way, specifically Milky Way Midnights, the dark chocolate ones. Very good. I don't know if you guys have ever had them.
I love Milky Way.
Dark
I'm
chocolate
not with you on the
I'm
dark
would
not a
chocolate
big
one.
fan
probably
of
made
just
my worst things
dark
list.
chocolate.
Yeah, neither.
You guys, I don't know if you guys haven't tried it yet. Then You
I've
guys
had
have
it.
not
I've
tried
had
Milky Way
both.
Midnight.
Regular Milky Way is fire. That was on my list. Dark chocolate, hell no. Which one are you taking?
Yeah, the dark chocolate one. Milky
Oh.
Way Midnight.
I didn't know
We
what's
can-
with that, but Milky. Do you like dark chocolate in general?
Yeah, love dark chocolate.
Zach hating chocolate, I got to imagine he despises dark chocolate. I got to imagine.
It's too rich. I'm not a big fan of it.
Too rich. What you would rather be
Eat the
poor?
rich. Eat the rich.
You'd rather be homeless?
All right. Oh my god, I can't believe this fell to me here. At 3, give me Kinder Bueno. Fantastic.
Oh, that's one I forgot about.
fantastic,
That was good.
fantastic
I completely
candy.
forgot about that.
It's a wafer that it crunches easily when you bite on it. Caramel on the inside, chocolate on the outside. Oh, is it?
Could you say that
It-
again?
It breaks off into little pieces. What do you want me to say?
What was it?
Kinder Bueno.
Okay, that's what I thought you said.
Yeah,
I've never heard of it.
Never.
You
heard
guys
of
have
it.
never heard of Kinder?
Ooh.
Look it up. You've seen the
I
package.
have not.
Have
You've
not.
seen the
I probably
package.
have seen
Kinder?
it.
It's called Kinder Bueno.
Kinder
Yeah.
with a K.
Oh,
I honestly wish I remember that one.
Like
That's
Kinder
a great
eggs,
pick right
like
there. That's a
those?
great pick.
Yes,
Oh,
it's the same brand. Kinder Bueno.
okay. Yeah,
it's
I
the little
see.
bar, and you break
Okay,
off the pieces.
I got you.
Oh,
I got you.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
I've seen it
fantastic.
before.
It's fantastic.
yeah. Looks cool. Never tried it.
It's very good.
Can't speak as to the quality of the product, but okay.
I'm loving my draft right now. I'm
Probably very
loving
mid.
it.
Probably very mid.
Loving it.
Ooh, okay. So I'm gonna go out and say it. My next pick, it's gonna be more towards the people because I do not personally enjoy it, but it's so iconic.
Fuck this kid.
Such
Of course.
such a dumbass bullshit pick. Continue.
It's
Go ahead.
not. Snickers.
That should
I
affect the
mean,
list.
You don't like chocolate. How are you gonna pick
No.
Snickers?
That
but
should
because
affect
it's
the
gonna-
list.
because it's gonna get me votes. That's why.
But see, that's crazy though. That's not
Just because I don't like it doesn't mean it's not a good candy.
I can't believe Snickers didn't go already.
the fact you said you didn't like it probably won't get you votes. Like,
I can believe
I
it
don't
didn't
care.
go already because Zach doesn't like chocolate. You don't like peanut butter, and Matt and I don't like Snickers.
Just
Yeah,
because
it
I don't
should
like
never
LeBron
go.
James,
It should
just
never
because
go.
I don't like LeBron James, it doesn't mean I'm not going to take him on my team to win me a damn championship.
But
Alright?
that just doesn't make any sense in this. We're picking our best candy. That you're saying
Yeah.
Snickers are best?
Yeah, and it is one of the like worldwide best candies ever. You are not you when you're hungry.
how do you
have a Snickers?
how do
okay?
you describe when something's best in food? How do you describe it? Based on what? Taste. How does it
based
taste
on just
to you?
worldwide opinion?
So you pick your opinion on food based on what everybody else thinks.
Mm.
No,
Mm.
not all of them.
If you look at my picks, I'm going all personal favorites here.
Yeah, me too. I'm
Me
going
too.
all personal.
100%.
And do what you want. That's
We're going-
how you draft. That's
I don't need to
fine.
appeal to other people.
You're gonna take regular Hershey's.
I'm getting number 3 on my board in the 3rd round. I'm fine.
How
with
can it be?
that.
It's not your board. It's not your board. It's other people's board.
Yeah, it's the.
It is
census
my
vote.
board.
All right, continue. Pick 4.
It is just known as a good candy.
What do you got here?
And then I'm going with this one's going to be controversial, but Twizzlers.
You already
Yeah, that's a
know
bad
what list is
pick.
last.
With
no.
with red vines on the board, that's a bad pick.
They're better than Red Vines.
They're better than red vines, but
Oh,
still.
I disagree with that. I like red vines more. Red vines are on mine.
Oh.
I on mine too. I don't hate Twizzlers. I
I'd say
respect
do.
that pick more because I know you actually like Twizzlers.
Yeah.
But
That's his 1-1.
yeah. I can't take Reese's Pieces at this point. Oh, it's be too much. I can't.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Reese's Pieces are incredibly overrated. They don't do Reese's itself justice.
The only reason
about
they
Life
are
Savers gummies?
overrated is because peanut butter M&Ms are the same thing, but so much better. That's the only reason that they're
No, they're not the same thing because if
kind
they
of
were,
are,
they'd
though.
be just as good.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's the same concept, but
They're,
peanut
they're
butter
like
M&Ms are so much better.
they're the Walmart of Walmart versions of peanut butter M&Ms.
Fair enough. My pick is changing here strictly because Zach completely changed the draft when he picked Snickers. So I probably would have taken Heath here.
I'm a trendsetter.
but
What can
you
I
guys
say?
would have hated on Heath, so I'm not gonna pick you.
Oof.
Heath is so good. I'm not gonna pick it. Give me
Crazy.
oh my god, there's so many good ones on here. Give me Butterfingers. I mean, it's the perfect combination of Reese's and Kit Kat into one is Butterfingers. Give me Butterfingers as my 4th pick.
It's up to me.
Caramel, peanut butter, chocolate. I mean, crunch, you can't beat that.
I'm gonna go with Haribo gummy bears. Just
Oof.
bangers. I could eat those all day, but I'd be forced to stop. Just perfect, honestly.
Who would force you to stop? Do
My
what you want,
stomach-
man. If you want to
My
eat them all day, eat
stomach.
them all day.
My stomach would force me to stop after I had about 472 of them.
Is that your exact number?
Yeah,
Correct.
that's my max.
Max out 472.
It's like 4 packages
473 is too much.
of the big ones.
All right, Haribo gummy
All right.
bears. All right, Matt, you got your final 2 picks here.
These are some tough ones, but with my number 4, I'm gonna take Suckers, specifically the Pops brand.
Ah, that was my next pick. Should have taken it
That's
first.
4.
Those are
With number
bangers.
5,
Is it you said Pops brand?
yeah, specifically the Pops brand.
The ones that have like Tootsie Rolls on the inside.
Those
Yep.
are Tootsie Pops.
Yeah, those are
Yeah.
Tootsie
That's
Pops. Yeah.
so that's
I guess you can call it Tootsie Pops, but I call it Suckers. But
well, that's
Pops
what it's
brand.
going
Hey,
on in the
yo.
graphic.
yeah,
Yeah,
whatever
Tootsie
you
Pops,
want to
yeah.
put it down as, you know what I mean. And then with my number 5,
Suckers is kind of a crazy name. Never thought of it like
I'm
that.
gonna take the Cookies and Cream Crunch.
No, he doubled up on cookies and cream.
Hey man, it's a great flavor.
I didn't know Cookies and Cream had a crunch. I'm gonna have to try
They
that.
do. They do, and it's great.
All right, double cookies and cream. We'll go
Look
after.
into
We're
that.
going. We'll talk about our final drafts and honorable mentions at the end. So we just continue here with Mike's last pick.
There's a couple good ones out there. I kind of just want to go off the rails and take one that would not get picked in like 50 rounds. I
Do
kind
it.
of just want to shout it out. I don't think I'm gonna win, so fuck it. You remember being a child? You know, you get
It needs an explanation. You know, it's bad.
Yeah,
you
might
get
want to
the
switch it up here.
the little Pez things. You got to open the mouth to get the Pez's to fall out.
That was on-
Pick.
It
That's a
was
good
on my
pick.
list.
Come
but
on.
I didn't
Solid.
think it was gonna get taken.
Pez's, man. I'm taking Pez.
Would it go under just P? It's just PZ? Is it just Pez?
I think so. I don't know what else to call it. That's what I have it. PZ. You get little. It
What
comes
else
with
would it be
accessories.
called?
Oh, I just had one that I forgot that I didn't put on my
You
list.
picked Pez. You picked Pez.
Oh no!
You picked
That's
Pez.
It's my
mention.
favorite candy. It's not my favorite, but it's.
All right.
Fuck.
My last pick here. Maybe this is a hot take, but maybe my favorite chocolate peanut butter caramel at all candy. Give me Smarties. I love Smarties. I think it's a
Ooh.
perfect amount.
Forgot
in
about
this package.
Smarties too.
You can just undo them, eat them all at once. You don't gotta go one by one. They're fantastic. The big Smarties are good too, but just give me Smarties. My favorite, would that be considered a fruity candy? I guess I don't know.
Of course, you're food.
Who used to smoke the Smarties as a kid? Come on now.
That's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. They're versatile.
Come on now.
They're
Very
versatile. They're versatile.
Yeah.
All
Then I'll
right,
be good.
Zach. Last pick of the draft.
I'm debating between gummy worms and Swedish fish. I
There's one out of those two that if he picks, I'm gonna lose my mind.
I love them both so much. They're
Come on.
I'm going Swedish fish.
Damn it! No, Swedish fish are
Wait,
good.
what?
Swedish fish, I almost just
Oh
picked.
my-
I
my
had a
God.
bunch of them. I had a bunch of them at my sister's graduation party because they had like a candy table with like red and white stuff.
Swedish
for
fish are
IU.
great.
And I had like 20 of them before the shit even started.
They're so good.
I
Even
couldn't
the
even
off-brand.
explain what Swedish fish tastes like.
The off or have you had the big ones,
Heaven.
Zach?
Very
The
good.
big
No.
Swedish fish? Those are
Yeah.
great too.
The off-brand ones are still very good, but like the legit ones, they're top tier.
Yeah. Gummy worms would have been a horrible pick.
I disagree. I love gummy worms.
Oh, so we were on opposite sides of that.
The what's it called? The multicolored gummy worms where you can get like 4 different flavors at once if you pop 2 in your mouth.
Is that the lifesavers version of them? Is that what you're talking about?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
I think
I
it
just
is.
I just
I
remember
had
my grandma
lifesavers
brought a
in mine.
bag of gummy worms and I was just like, oh cool. And I popped a couple in my mouth and they were good. So that's why I was
Yeah.
I was in between, but Swedish fish is my last pick.
All right. Before we get into the honorable mentions here, I have the
I can
draft
almost-
board here. I can read off everybody's teams here.
Almost
Matt-
get one more round.
I mean, if you want to go one more round, we can. It would make sense to go back and finish with Matt being the last pick because he picked first. If you guys want to do an even number. of
One
rounds.
more round.
All right.
But we got time. I'm
Yeah.
down for it.
So, Zach, one more.
I mean, it feels obvious that I would go gummy worms.
Yeah, you
but,
got
but considering the backlash, I'm going Jolly Ranchers.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
That's a
That
good
was-
That was gonna be my pick.
That's a good pick.
I'm just happy some of mine are getting off the board.
We shouldn't have clowned him for some reason, Mike. I feel like we might have a sneaky amount of random ones alike here. I got some obscure ones going
Oh,
on.
what's everybody's favorite Jolly Rancher? It's blue.
Yeah,
Purple.
mine's blue
If it's
too.
Anything else
Purple.
is wrong. Purple's too.
Purple.
Purple's too.
I'm red. All
right, well, you.
I think red's
murdered,
okay.
So
Yeah.
Is it me? Am I? Oh yeah, I'm up. Okay. Give me the Lindor truffles.
what?
You-
I
you
know
know,
we're getting
like the-
expensive.
The red package, specifically the milk chocolate
Okay,
ones.
yeah.
If you want to give me all of them, you can. But the milk chocolate.
Are those the ones where you pull?
yes,
like
yes, and
I didn't know we were
like,
getting
kinda like a
expensive with
golden
it.
snitch kind of thing.
yes, but not the gold ones, the red
Yeah.
ones.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying
Yeah.
shape wise and kind of little.
Yeah, milk
rings that come out
chocolate
and stuff.
Lindor truffles are phenomenal.
Getting expensive with it.
But it's still something you could buy, and like you could buy that at the dollar store.
You find that at like fucking Kohl's.
Not, I mean,
Um,
honestly, probably you could find that at Kohl's. They're phenomenal though.
One. Do I have any chocolate? I do. I'm just gonna keep going rogue. Random one. I'm gonna go with Fun Dip.
Oh my
Ooh,
god,
that's a good one.
Not
That's a
bad.
good one. That's a good one.
It's not bad.
I wouldn't draft it, but it's on my list because I was gonna mention it as an honorable mention because that shit went hard in second
I'm
grade on
saying, dude.
Valentine's Day.
Mike has
Dude,
When
gone.
you get that
Fun
from a random kid in your class, that shit would hit like crack in the 80s. I swear.
Dude, it's
Mike
phenomenal.
has
Mine
gone
was
on
stick
a
from the women, but yeah.
generational random run here.
That's what I'm saying. I'm
Milky
kinda
Way
happy
Mi-
with
He
it.
went Milky Way Midnight, Haribo Gummies, Pez, Fun Dip, last four picks.
I thought I'd have a draft where I just go rogue. So I'm going rogue with this one.
I'm gonna be honest. If I see any more than one vote on your team, I'm gonna take it. Straight up, that's crazy.
Nah,
All right, Matt,
Peyton.
finish off the draft.
I
here,
got
final
a-
pick.
I got a throwback too. I think we all played Little League Baseball at one point,
Mm.
and you go to the concession stands after your game.
I already know what he's
Fuck.
going.
You get cowtails.
Cowtails.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's such a good pick. That's such a good pick.
Yep.
That might
Yeah,
that might win you this draft. Not on that alone. Cowtails are so good. Fuck,
Mhm.
that's such a good candy. I don't know how I forgot that, but I'm gonna beat myself up about that one for a minute. But okay, now I'll go through everybody's teams. Matt has Kit Kat, Twix, Cookies and Cream Hershey's, Tootsie Pop Suckers, Cookies and Cream Crunch, and Cowtails. Mike has Purple Skittles, Starburst, Milky Way Midnight, Haribo Gummies, Pez, and Fun Dip. Not sure if that's a troll draft or not. I have Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, Peanut Butter M&Ms, Kinder Bueno, Butterfinger Smarties, and Milk Chocolate Lindor Truffles. And Zach has Sour Patch Kids, Nerds Gummy Clusters, Snickers, which he doesn't even like, Twizzlers, Swedish Fish, and Jolly Ranchers. So, I could start by listing off some of my honorable mentions here. I have 13 left. Heath, I already said that. Great candy. Cookie dough bites, you know that you guys know those. Those are so good. Snow caps, great. Red vines, Whoppers. I love Whoppers. This is gonna be a hot take. I love candy corn. I couldn't pick it because people hate it so much. I love candy corn. It's one of the best candies in my opinion. I just couldn't pick it. I couldn't pick candy corn. Milk Duds, regular Skittles, Rolo. You guys like Rolo? Rolo's great. Regular Crunch Bar, Dots.
Dots are fine.
Dots are good.
100 grand. Three Musketeers. Those are all my honorable mentions. Some good ones in there. But I had to keep it semi not controversial.
Yeah, I had Three Musketeers on my honorable mentions. Airheads was on my honorable mentions. They're solid.
Good one.
Tootsie Rolls, that was what I really wanted to pick, but I thought I'd just go rogue with it. Lifesaver Gummies, Reese's Pieces. I don't have that on there, but Mike and Ike's was my last honorable mention. I should have picked it considering it's my name.
Who's Ike?
Ooh, that actually would have played pretty well, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Ike. I don't know if you guys don't know Ike. He's pretty cool.
We made candy together.
Yeah.
All right, Matt or Zach.
I'll go because mine's pretty short here. Most of mine got taken, at least in the list of the honorable mentions. So I really only got Ring Pops on here. Everything else
That's a solid one.
Yeah.
That was a good one to
Everything
avoid
else has been
picking.
said.
What else did you have that we already said?
Jolly Ranchers were said, Gummy Bears, Lifesavers, Smarties, Tootsie Rolls, Pez. I had that on there.
You actually had Pez on your
Come
list.
on. I'm telling you,
I
man.
thought of Pez,
Pez
but I
is a
didn't put it on my
sleeper.
list.
Pez is a
like good.
sleeper.
Pez and Fun
fun.
Dip went over
They
my
were
head
fun.
completely. They were I like both of them. Just
Yeah.
never would have thought of that. But that on my list.
Hey, next time you see Fun Dip, give it a try.
I don't know if I've ever bought Fun Dip.
No, I've never bought Fun Dip.
I don't think I've
It's always
ever
been
bought
gifted.
I don't even know where one would
But
get
it's
it, to
good
be
gift.
honest. Gotta go on the black
You gotta
market
search
to get it or
multiple
something.
Walgreens or CVS's.
You need to ask the person if you can go in the back and look for it. It's the only chance you're gonna get it. And then Zach, you have any last one?
I don't have that many. Just regular Skittles, gummy worms, and then Laffy Taffy, and then Baby Bottle Pop. Just because of the convenience of it. Because you got a cap on it, so you can save it for later.
What is Baby Bottle
I
Pop?
wish you would have picked Baby.
You don't know what Baby Bottle Pop is?
I know what it is. It sucks.
No.
It's way worse version of Fun Dip. It's a
Like the
way
pop,
worse
dip
version.
it and shake it, then dip it again. The Baby Bottle Pop. You never heard the
Seems like
song?
a Baby Bottle Pop guy.
You know what Baby Bottle Pop is. Like,
Oh yeah, no, I see. Okay, yeah, I know
it's
this. Okay.
not
Yes,
good.
you
It's a
definitely
bad.
know.
No, those are actually good. I was gonna clown him for it, but those are good.
It's just a
And
worse
then-
Fun Dip. You can't even eat.
It's
the
a no,
thing.
no. I know it's a worse Fun Dip, but I mean, it's the same concept.
Can we
and it
agree
still
the best
tastes
part of
good.
the Fun
It's
Dip is the
convenient.
stick?
Oh, dude,
Oh,
the stick
for
is
sure.
It's
so
convenient
good.
because you can
It's the best.
recap it and save it for later, rather than Fun Dip. You have to
And
open
you're
it.
saving
and
your
you get-
Baby Bottle
No,
Pop
I'm
for
not
later.
saying I am
No.
saving it for later.
You
That's
have
why I didn't pick it.
2 days
I'm
later,
just
you're looking at the
saying.
Baby Bottle Pop.
There is convenience with it, but Laffy Taffy I think is very underrated because it's got jokes with it too. So
Yeah,
Laffy
it's
Taffy's good.
versatile.
Get one Baby Bottle
versatile.
Pop. It'll last you the weekend. But I think that's about it for this draft here on the Engage 8 pod. This is going to go up on my Twitter as well as the Hashmark Twitter and the Engage 8 Twitter. So vote in those polls. If you're watching this, I guess you get to pick based on our names, but the poll will be anonymous as far as whose team is what. Once again, thanks to Matt for joining us. It should be your second appearance on the pod, but you were sleeping or something when I called you last time. So
yeah, naps are naps, man. Come on.
But I'm sure he'll be on the pod again sometime. But we will now cut back to me, Zach, and Mike talking about the NHL and the whatever else we're talking about, NBA trades. All right, we are back talking ball and puck again. Well, actually, I don't even know about again. This might be the first time on the pod in nearly 70 episodes that we've talked about the NHL, but we have to touch on the NHL with the playoffs coming to an end. We probably touched on it, I guess, in a little bit in the playoffs, but the Oilers coming back from down 3-0 and then losing in Game 7 to the Panthers. Connor McDavid, outside of games, I believe it's 6 and 7 where he didn't score well, he was phenomenal bringing them back into this series. One of the best young players of our generation. He had a chance to do something just extraordinary and bring his team back from down 3-0. And he was not able to do that as they came up just one game short. The Panthers, on the other end, they are a team that I don't love the Panthers, but I think they deserve it. 2 years ago, I remember this vividly because I had a future on them. They were the best team in hockey in the regular season. I think they got swept or lost in 5 games in the first round. Last year. They make a historic run to the Cup. They lose in the Cup. This year, they make another historic run to the Cup. They were a great team in the regular season, great team in the playoffs. They almost choke it away after going up 3-0 in the finals, but the Cup goes to Miami. McDavid still wins the Conn Smythe, which is tough after losing the finals in Game 7 to win that trophy. But regardless, shout out to the Panthers. The Oilers almost did it. Connor McDavid, I have so much respect for, even though I don't want him to get his first cup before Connor, and so far he is, or Connor Bedard, I should say, and so far he is not. But yeah, outside of us, me and Mike talking about the Blackhawks pick next week, that's probably the last we're going to talk about hockey for a long time.
Yeah, probably. I mean, we've mentioned Bedard a couple
barring
times.
the offseason, barring the Hawks doing something in the offseason.
Right. I mean, we've talked about Bedard a little bit.
No, that is true. We have talked about it. Okay,
but I should
say
Bedard, a little bit,
yeah.
just because we've seen like what's it called? Like we've been watching games on the side because we record in the evenings when we're all free and all that. But yeah, this was a relatively boring series, if I had to be honest. Sure, it went 7 games, but it felt like every single game was over before the third period started, aside from Game 7. And it was the lowest scoring game of them all, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, McDavid won the Conn Smythe, very much deserved, was the best player in the entire playoffs. He had 42 points in 25 games? That's insane. I know I couldn't do that, but I don't have much else to say. I wasn't keeping too much of tabs on the NHL this year outside of the Blackhawks because, I don't know. I'm trying to get back into it just because the Hawks are going to be good again. But yeah, I'm sure you guys will bring it up next week when we talk about the 2 draft recaps. But yeah, Hawks at second pick, and I'm excited to see who they end up with.
Yeah, me as well. Edmonton did a phenomenal jobs in Game 4, 5, and 6, coming back into the series after being down 3-0. The Panthers had dominated those games. Bobrovsky was phenomenal. And then games 4, 5, and 6, they seemed to kind of figure out what the Panthers were doing. They were able to score a lot. McDavid was getting 2-3 assists a game. But Leon Draisaitl did not have a good series at all. He struggled very much in the finals. McDavid was very good. Game 7, neither of them really had a great game. It was unfortunate for them. They gave up a couple rough goals. Skinner was pretty good in the net for a couple games, but he's not as good as Bobrovsky, obviously, who had a great Game 7 as well. Zach Hyman scored a lot for Edmonton. He was great. I think he led the playoffs in goals with 16. But they were so close to getting that comeback. They fell short. It sucks for McDavid, but now that team's going to have a lot to come back for. Barkov was phenomenal against McDavid defensively for the Panthers all series. Whenever those two were on the ice, McDavid's points dropped by 1.2 per minute or something. I don't know. But he was phenomenal. The Panthers deserved it. They almost choked it away, but they got it done. And Edmonton, after starting, I think it was 2-9-1, made it to the finals. We're down 3-0 and almost came back and won it. So, I mean, they have McDavid, the best player in the world, so they'll be back.
Just a few last points I had on the Oilers and the NHL. The Oilers also, people forget about their 24-game win streak in the middle of the season, and then coupled with this run to the finals and almost winning it, this could have been a huge year for them. Just from what I've been seeing and just trying to gather information from hockey actual experts, because I don't know what I'm talking about most of the time. A lot of people are saying that Hyman, although he was great in the playoffs and the finals, is like really just like an NHL like above average player. But the fact that he's playing with Connor McDavid is boosting the hell out of his stats. And if he was on most other teams, he probably wouldn't be as good. Him and Draisaitl are of course good, but Connor McDavid's making so much money, and with the NHL having such a hard cap, it makes it so hard to build a team around Connor McDavid. And that just has me thinking that I hope and pray that us as Blackhawks fans don't find ourselves in that scenario.
Oh, we will.
It seems like we're going to, but
I mean, finding ourselves in a scenario where we have a chance to win Game 7 for the Stanley Cup, I don't think that's
I want to
that
win. I don't want to
terrible of a
lose.
scenario. Obviously, I don't want to lose, but in a Game 7 in the Cup, like that's definitely
don't
not a
wanna
bad
lose.
situation to be in.
It's not one
what
I
don't
envy,
wanna
though.
lose.
It's not one I envy
Yeah.
at all.
I'm not saying we lose, but
That's
to
not
have
just like a
chance to
heartbreaking
win.
scenario.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
going into Game 7 in the Stanley Cup, not that I dream of that scenario, but that means we're right there.
Yeah.
I'll take it in 6 at home.
I was about to say, I think we've seen enough cups as Hawks fans. We can have higher standards than making the Cup Finals and going to Game 7. I think we can have a little higher standards than that. But
That's fair.
hopefully we do I trust Kyle, and I hope we'll do a slightly better.
From
A
Chicago.
lot of young guys that we're gonna have to end up paying. So
Yeah. But we'll cross
Whatever
that bridge when we get
whatever
to
this defenseman is, Korchinski.
Yeah, we shall see. With that draft coming up on Friday, we will maybe touch on the Hawks pick probably on next episode, as well as talking about the NBA draft that just is going to happen slightly after we finish recording here. But we can move on talking about some of the trades that have happened over the past week here in the NBA. The first trade that we saw go down was between the Bulls and the OKC Thunder. Josh Giddey for Alex Caruso straight up. You guys are the Bulls fans. I'll let you guys talk about this one more. I mean, it just seems like an insane trade to me, as Caruso is a player that can provide value to you on a winning team, and Josh Giddey is a player who can't play on a winning team. So that trade being straight up makes no sense to me, especially when you're trading with a team like the OKC Thunder who have 1,000,000 picks. The fact that you can't come out of that trade with one pick makes no sense to me. But moving on I was going to go through all of them and then
all right,
pass it off to you. Next one, Mikal Bridges to the Knicks to team up the 4 Nova boys, Josh Hart, Dante DiVincenzo, Jalen Brunson, and now Mikal Bridges. The Knicks received Bridges and a second-round pick for Bojan Bogdanovic, 4 unprotected first-round picks every other year between 2025 and 2031, an unprotected swap in 2028, 2 unprotected 2025 top 4 protected 2025 first-round pick via Bucks and second-round pick in 2025. They get a ton of stuff in this entire trade, and then I believe Brooklyn also traded with Houston. I'll get into that here in a minute, but Brooklyn's trying to just get as many picks as they can. You look at the Kevin Durant deal, and they ended up getting 9 first-round picks for Kevin Durant. So that deal ended up really working out for them. They still get Cam Johnson as well, who they probably, I'm assuming, are going to trade. I've seen rumors of him going maybe to the Mavericks or something. I think that'd be a good fit for him. I'd hate to see that, but that'd be a good fit for him. The twins, Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson, are broken up for the first time in their career. You hate to see it, but focusing on Mikal here, Tom Thibodeau is going to love him, a guy that doesn't miss any time, hasn't missed a game since high school. He's going to fit in perfectly. I hope he doesn't get hurt because Tom Thibodeau runs him into the ground. But all the Villanova guys are together. That's great for them. And then, like I said, the Nets and the Rockets traded. It was a pick trade. Brooklyn got 2 first-round picks, and then Rockets got, I believe, 3 in a swap total. So this, I wasn't going to talk about this, but Mike mentioned me to talk about it before, so I'm going to touch on it very, very lightly. It doesn't deserve any attention. After this Rockets and Nets trade, Woj went out of his way to spew some information on Twitter that was pure speculation. This is what I'll say about Woj. I have a lot of respect for the industry of course, journalism, because it's my industry, but also the breaking news industry, the Him, the Shams, the Adam Schefters, the Ian Rappaports, all those guys. Those dudes, they do hard work. I respect their game, but there's a difference between reporting news and speculation. Woj has put himself in such a great position because he's the #1 news guy that he can speculate and spew bullshit information that these teams are telling him to say for months and months and months, and then he breaks the news and it doesn't matter. We saw it with the KD trade originally. He said for months that they're not going to trade KD, that Joe Tsai wants this and Joe Tsai wants that, because him and Joe Tsai are best friends and they're talking to each other every single day. He says Brooklyn's not going to trade him, drives up that trade compensation for the Nets when they trade KD to the Suns eventually. And who's the one to break that news? It's Woj. Everything he says, like last night, I didn't go into detail, I guess, but he said that the Rockets that they want to trade for Kevin Durant. The Suns are not going to trade him this year, but it's an opportunity for next year now because the Rockets have some of the Suns picks from the KD deal. So now we're speculating a year in advance about a guy that's going to get traded. When does this happen? This isn't because he has information. This isn't because it's a lead to something. This is purely for clicks. Woj doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. And all we're doing out here is speculating and making fan fiction about shit that doesn't need to happen because KD switched a couple teams. He's not going to Houston. Devin Booker is also not going to Houston. And anybody who believes anything that Woj said is a fucking idiot. That's all I have to say about that.
I understand why he's saying it given the context of the trade, but I do agree with you. Speculating on something that is a year, maybe even more down the road, especially when KD, Book, and the Suns front office have done anything but steer people towards thinking that they would trade one of those two. It is a little far-fetched, but I understand why he's doing it, and it makes not that it makes sense, but I could see why his brain is leading him that way, and he did want to put his thoughts out there. But backtracking to the first trade we talked about, or the actual trades, Giddey for Caruso, holy shit, put a bullet in my head as a Bulls fan. How, like you said, Josh, how are you trading with the team that is known for having every first round pick known to man over the next half decade, and you come away with a guy who was played off the court in the playoffs in the most important games of his career? He was played off the court because he couldn't shoot off ball, he couldn't create off ball, he couldn't guard anybody. He was so, what's the word I'm looking for, invaluable to his team that his rotational minutes went from like 25 to sub 10. That's how bad he was. He had Thunder fans calling for his head on a stick. And that's not even talking about the off the court issues from the beginning of the year. I'm not going to get into that, but I definitely don't want a guy who might be a little bit of a weirdo on my team. So best believe I'm praying on his downfall. I don't think he can become a good player. I mean,
I disagree with that point. That's one point
Yeah.
I do disagree with because
I
he
disagree
was a
with-
good player.
I'm not an NBA scout. I don't think.
I don't know why you would pray on his downfall as he's on your team.
Because I want the entire Bulls franchise to crash and burn until it's sold to a different family. That's why. But I don't know.
Giddey was good at one
from
point.
what I've
People
seen,
forget that. He was really
he
good when he first came in the
regressed,
league.
but he's
I know.
regressed.
But you would
Maybe,
assume.
but
so
maybe
young-
he's going to
he
regress
could-
to the mean.
He's so young that he has chances to get back to where he was. It's not like he regressed and
he
he's
is
40.
only 21. The only two things,
He's 21.
the only two positives I can take from this trade are it's a sign that maybe there's a fire sale coming for DeMar DeRozan sign and trade. Levine just trade him away, and trade away Vooch. Just try and reset everything, rebuild, just not even retool, just rebuild everything entirely because whatever this core was just wasn't working. And two, I mean, he is only 21. He could get better. He very well could be. But from what I've seen recently, he just, I don't know. My hopes are not high. So I hope I'm proven wrong. I hope he could turn into someone who could be a solid distributor on a potential championship level team in 5 years, because that's the minimum timeline we're looking at for Chicago. But regardless, I hate the trade in terms of the return, but the Thunder are getting an absolute stud in Caruso. He's exactly what they could use: a perimeter, a ball stopper who can shoot relatively efficiently from beyond the arc and can also facilitate at an above average level. Caruso's just this is going to be glazing, but he's such a smart player that his stats don't always reflect it. Like, he's not going to get like 3 steals a game, like an on ball. Like, I don't even want to, I don't know. He's not going to get a bunch of steals a game, not a bunch of blocks, but he's going to impact the game at a level just with his brain and how he rotates on defense and how he communicates, even when he's not even on the floor registering minutes. He's such a valuable player to have to a team. And the fact that you traded a multiple all defensive player for someone who hasn't really done shit yet in the league with nothing else, just straight up player for player. It's shameful.
If it was Giddy in a first rounder, I think it'd be worth it, but no pick. It's crazy.
I agree.
And the fact that the Bulls also rejected, what was it, 13 for Caruso straight up, and last year there were offers of multiple first round picks or something at the trade deadline or something. You could have gotten so much more.
See, that is the only shit, and I hate to get back into this, and I want to let you talk, Mike, but I can't. The rumors of players are worth however many picks. Sometimes it's right. We saw it was right in the Mikal Bridges trade. A lot of times it's bullshit that GMs are telling Woj and Shams to say so that people think that, oh, this player is worth 4 first-round picks. I love Caruso. He's a phenomenal player. In what world is he worth 3 first-round picks?
I'm not saying 2. I think I'm not saying 3. I think 2 is worth
even
it.
2 is kind of crazy in my opinion.
I think just 1.
But that's what I'm saying. I just feel like that gets so blown out of proportion. I just think it's
in the NBA, firsts are not nearly worth as much as like the NFL. Hence why you never see 4 first-round pick trades in the NFL, and you see
they're definitely not worth as much in the NFL
for guys who are stars and not superstars.
Yeah, is Caruso a star?
No, that's why I'm not saying he should go for 4. I think 2 is reasonable.
Yeah,
for a guy who impacts for how he impacts the game. Yeah,
I mean, as a Bulls fan, you would love to, but my point is, you would accept 1 and be like, okay, that's pretty good value if you got 1 first-round pick for him.
Yes, but I don't know. I think
how many do you think Levine's
the return
worth?
was really bad. 2, just because he's able to score at all 3 levels, but also I'd be not that I'm okay with it, but I'd understand if he goes for 1 in like an expensive player to match salaries because he's been hurt. So
I think I wouldn't be shocked by 2. I think 2 is
but
the
at the same time,
yes.
I think Caruso, what is the most valuable player in terms of return that the Bulls had available to them.
That is the problem. That's the exact problem.
Because of how cheap he is and how good of a defensive player he is. I think he was worth 2 firsts. LaVine, 1, maybe 2. I can understand 1 because of the injury history
and the contract,
age, and the contract. Right. DeMar, his age, and Vooch, he shot sub 30% from 3 this year. So I'd be shocked if he goes for.
Is DeMar not a free agent?
Like,
yeah, DeMar's a free agent.
He is, but it would be a sign.
Contract talks have gone down. So yeah.
Like according to Casey Johnson, love Casey, by the way, he's been very reliable throughout the last few years. It's looking like the contracts have gone cold.
Yeah. What about Patrick Williams though?
I mean, they extended the qualifying offer to him, so he's a restricted free agent. So if someone offers him a contract, they have a chance to match.
I just mean in terms of trade volume.
I mean, he's improved that much, so maybe a first.
The days of giving people trade value simply from where they were picked in the draft have.
I'm not saying that. I mean, he's still 21. He's played okay.
I think that's what Giddy was, because what was
22.
he, the 3rd pick?
Giddy was like
Giddy was
14th or something, wasn't he? He was not the 3rd pick.
Am I bugging?
No, Giddy was not.
Sworn
I don't think he was. I don't think he was top 10. I think he was like 13.
He was 6th. He was 6th.
He was 6th.
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn, I don't remember him high. I do not remember him going that high. Damn.
But I think the return for Caruso was so far undervalued, and it makes me nervous for what we could get for LaVine and Vooch, because if Giddy is what we're getting for Caruso, LaVine's gonna get us like, I don't know, Harrison Barnes in like 3 seconds.
Okay.
And that's not what we need. We need the reset. We need to get a couple first from like the core as a whole.
It makes you feel better. The Kings aren't doing that deal, so you don't gotta worry.
I know. I'm just saying, like a player, like
I know. I'm just
caliber player, and then the contract.
Yeah,
but
it's gonna be tough.
We need firsts, and Lonzo's not going to be worth anything because they don't know how he's even going to play again. It's a rough situation in Chicago. They need to do a hard reset. They need to do it quickly before Kobe gets too old, Io gets too old, Patrick Williams gets too old, and I don't know, this 11th overall pick gets too old, but he'll probably turn out to be a bust anyways because Acme hasn't drafted any hits.
I've been really
Io's been a hit, actually.
I've been pretty locked in on draft talk or draft speculation over the past 4 or 5-ish days. I think the Bulls are going to get a good player. Or they're going to have the ability to get a good player at 11. Whether they do it or not is a different situation. I think they're going to have good players on the board at 11. I really do. I think they can get any of the French players not named Sarr or Rasacher. They can get Rob Dillingham.
I would love.
Oh my God, I'd cry for Rob Dillingham.
I would love if Rob is there, but my thought process is now with them trading for Giddey, do they want to add another guard to the backcourt that already has Giddey, Kobe, and Io, who are all ball dominant?
I don't think.
I don't think they do that.
I don't think they take Rob. But from what it's seeming like is going to happen, I would be shocked if Rob isn't available at the Bulls pick at 11. I would be shocked.
I think
this also going to come out after the draft. So
right. We've talked about this a little bit before on where Rob would kind of fit. I think him at 8 to the Spurs would be great.
I agree.
I think that'd be a great spot. So
he should be top 10, but people are saying he's going to go to like 20.
I don't see how he drops.
Apparently teams don't love his size and defense, which I understand, but I mean, he's so talented.
It's the same with Trae Young, but he went 5.
Just give me Edie at 11.
Edie's going to go high.
Bullet in my head, man.
No, man, Edie. Give me Edie.
He could end up being good, but it's just the fact that I've been.
If Edie ends up being bad,
I can't consciously support it before it happens.
I think the Bulls pick at 11 is the best earliest he can go. I think that's the earliest he goes. Is Bulls at 11.
I mean, I'm just so Donovan Clingan. I've been hearing Donovan Clingan going like 1 overall.
I'd support a trade up into the top 6 for Clingan too. I'd support that.
I had Clingan going number 1 until recently. Rasacher has shot off the board. It's going to be him.
Yeah, it's going to be him. 1. He doesn't deserve to be 1. But it'll be him.
I don't know. I kind of like all
the wizard.
I kind of like all the French guys.
The thing about
a wizard at 2.
The thing about Clingan is that did Edie not outplay Clingan in the final still?
He did, but it's different. It's just
different. I mean,
it's just that doesn't translate.
The thing about Edie though is that they told Edie to go on the block every possession. That's just what Purdue does. They put their big guy in the block, set screens, roll. I think Edie might be able to shoot when he gets to the NBA. You might not believe me.
He shot well in the combine.
That's what I'm saying. I think Edie will be able to shoot and spread the floor.
He was 73% from the free throw line in college. So, I mean, a lot of people are like very hell-bent on free throws being an indicator if shooting skill can be developed. And I mean, like you just mentioned, the combine, what did he go, like 14 of 25?
He shot great, yeah.
He was okay. So, I mean, if you're 7'5", 300 pounds that can develop a jumper and shoot 32% from 3 and at least put the threat into the opposing defense, he could be a player.
I think he'd be better than what Vucevic has given us, and I'd love that.
Yeah, I'd hope so.
Kel'el Ware too. I like Kel'el Ware a lot.
I like him as a possible get for the Suns at 22.
Yeah, I think he's going to be
maybe it's going to be him or Kolek probably. But back to what you said about Sarr going 2. Sarr, in my opinion, Sarr is the best player in this draft. He's not.
But he refused a workout.
That's where I was going. That the only reason he's not going 1 is because he's choosing.
I didn't mean to jump. Didn't mean to like.
No. That's exactly where I'm going with that. It's mind blowing. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like people said he had ties to Atlanta too, and he chose to not go to the Hawks to end up on the Wizards. That doesn't make any sense to me.
The Wizards have been really good at developing young talent. Phenomenal. Johnny Davis, Jordan Poole.
But we're gonna get the top 2 picks in the past 2 years. Are gonna be 3 Frenchmen.
Oh yeah.
And who went 2 last year? Scoot, right? Yeah, Scoot. 3 Frenchmen. Scoot Henderson. Gonna be our top 2 the past 2 seasons. Wow.
And then there's Bilal too as a lottery pick.
Bilal was a lottery pick. I think there's a very good chance we see 3 Frenchmen go in the lottery this year. There's the other dude. I put a mock draft out on the Hashmark website, which I didn't see the odds flip on Clingan to go 1. So, I mean, it's kind of invalid because I have Clingan going 1. But regardless, I had the Spurs getting Rasacher and what the fuck is that other guy's name? The other Frenchman, not Sarr.
I don't know what you're talking about.
If they teamed up those 3...
Matas?
No. I have him going 5 to the Pistons, but what is that guy's name? Sorry, you guys can talk. I'll pull up my.
I know exactly.
I just wrote about him for like an hour.
I'll quickly just touch on the New York Knicks trade. We didn't get on that too much. Yeah. Knicks are trying to put together the 2016 Villanova's national championship team. I think they can go out and get Phil Booth in free agency, Chris Jenkins as well. They could really bring everyone
Wright.
together. Yeah, Ryan Archidiakono, he might even be on their team. I can't even remember. Jay Wright, also, they could go get him and be an assistant coach. I respect it. It's definitely a move to just go out and get players that play together in college and were phenomenal. We'll see how it works out for them. I think they're going to be good again as well. I don't think we touched on it, but they did just re-sign OG Anunoby to, I think it was a 5-year deal.
5-year, 215 million, I believe.
Yeah, 5-year, 212 million.
212, my mistake.
So they got some great wings now. They just need to continue to add on to the depth. We saw that as their big weakness in the playoffs. But I think they're going to be very good. I don't know if they're good enough to win a championship, but they are going to be very good. Randall coming back next year too. That'll be nice for them. The one non-Villanova
And honestly,
star.
with their biggest issue in the playoffs last year being health, and then they go and add a guy who hasn't missed a game, like you said earlier in the pod, a guy who hasn't missed a game since high school. I think not necessarily a match made in heaven, but they address the need. So, and he's a very good player, a very good defender. He could be exactly what they need to help take them over the top, get them to the Eastern Conference Finals. They can match up well with the Celtics. You got guys like OG and Mikal on Tatum and Jaylen Brown. I mean, I think that's planning for the powerhouse, the defending champs.
The only thing I wanted to say about that trade really quickly, and by the way, the guy I was thinking of is Tijane Saloon is the guy I was thinking of, the other freshman.
Saloon.
Frenchman, I should say, not freshman. But about the Knicks trade, I love Mikal. He is a perfect second or third option. We saw with the Nets, even though he was great in the beginning, he's not a first option. That's just not his role. The fact that they forced him into that role was to only hurt him and only hurt them for the Nets, I'm saying. But I think they're going to be a dominant defensive team. Does this move make a ton of sense to me when you have OJ and Anunoby? Not really. Trading I get you want to bring everybody together, but 4 first-round picks to bring everybody together, and I think they're going to be a really, really good team. Did they?
What would their starting 5 be?
Well, now it's going to be Brunson,
Mikal, OG, Randall, and then didn't I see something that they're going to struggle to get? They're going to struggle to re-sign Hartenstein, but for the sake of the conversation, Hartenstein and then DiVincenzo is your 6th man. That's what scares me, because I love Mikal and I love OG, but neither of them are dominant off the dribble players. Mikal's one of the best cutters in the league, and if they could find him on cuts, that'll be successful. But they don't have another off dribble player after Jalen Brunson in their top 6 or 7. Randall tries.
They got Mitchell
tries.
Mitchell Robinson possibly as well.
Right, Mitchell Robinson. I forgot about him.
And I love Julius Randle, but I think Mikal's the second best player on the team right now.
I think they're going to lose Hartenstein, but they still have Robinson. So I think a move for them could be to go out and trade Randall and try to bring back someone.
Or just bring back some of the picks you traded for Mikal. Then it makes more sense. Because then you can switch them to running
I don't think they're going to make any more trades.
I just don't love OG and Mikal at the 2 and the 3. I don't love that.
Defensively, that's exactly what you want, but I agree. Offensively, they could lack a little bit.
Yeah.
But if one of them's just cold offensively, you plug and play DiVincenzo off the bench.
But yeah, I was gonna it's just in the beginning it's a problem. I guess as the game goes on, if one of them's playing like shit, you easily just take them out, put in DiVincenzo, move the other one to the 3. Where I guess it works.
I mean, how does a Randall trade for maybe one of the Clippers stars?
I don't think they're gonna make any more trades. I think they're gonna bank on the fact that I think they.
I mean, you said someone that could score by themselves. I mean.
You think Jerry West's dead corpse is going to be okay with them trading for Julius Randle? I love Julius Randle, but not for, I guess, Paul George. Paul George would fit great. Nah, I don't know. That Paul George wouldn't really work either. I guess unless you had
such a pointless trade for the.
That's why I said Harden
for the Clippers.
I mean, well, the Clippers it hasn't worked, so
I'd rather have Randle than Harden. I think.
So I mean,
I think the Knicks are gonna.
Maybe they trade Randall today, move up in the draft, and go get a.
Ooh.
The only problem with Mikal and OG together is neither of them is good enough off the dribble or offensively to play the 2, and neither of them is truly big enough to play a consistent 4. So you run into a problem where if you get a guy like Harden, it fits that need at the 2 perfectly, but then you have to move one of them to the full-time 4, which is a problem. I just I don't know. You don't have much versatility unless you're like consistently not playing them together. Then I get it. But if you're going to play
If
them
you
together
stagger 'em,
40
it's
minutes
great.
a game, but then we have Tibbs who's not going to stagger them that much probably. He's probably going to have them both play together for a while.
They're both going to play 40+ minutes.
Yeah. But regardless, Mikhail's a great player. I think
42.
it's cool to have the Villanova thing, but just a lot of
Yeah, need a backup guard too, so you don't have to play Brunson 78 minutes a game.
There's still plenty of free agency to go.
Yeah,
I don't
we
think
will
they
see
make
how it
any more
goes.
trades strictly because I think they're going to bank on the fact that their core was hurt for a large majority of last season, and they were still in Game 7 of the Eastern semis, and they were pretty damn close. So if they get healthy, they make this move for Mikal as a win now move.
I mean,
They're
they
gonna
got
be
beat
great
by a young
defensively.
team still, though. That's only going to get better.
Very true. But the Knicks also just got better. So
The Knicks were also banged up in that series. I think if
Right.
OG never got hurt,
that's my point.
and Jalen Brunson never got hurt, I think they would have been fine in that series. But that's about all I got for the NBA before we got the draft starting here in hour 20.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You guys good?
Yeah, chill.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
think I'm set.
Cool. That about does it for this episode of the Engage 8 Pod. Me and Mike will be back next week, minus Zach. We'll be talking about some NBA draft stuff as well as NHL draft and whatever else we decide we want to talk about between now and then. But until then, hit all the links in our description for our Spotify and TikTok, social media, and all that good stuff. And we will see everybody in the next one.